An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show, start.
Hello, listeners. This week, we might not have very many visual aspects for the podcast because, as you can hear in my voice, I am run down. Not sick, but so many schedules that I'm just not looking presentable. And although I have absolutely zero qualms about getting on YouTube looking any old way, I'm looking that rough. So we'll wait until eyebrows are snatched, edges are laid, and skin has been deeply moisturized before I put my face back on there. It's really that bad. And it's got to be that bad if I'm saying I'm not going to hop on the camera because I have a long YouTube history of not caring. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about today's album. So this is the last EP and it's called Nocturne. Nocturne was released November 27th, 2013. And it's the last one that they did with Big Hit. They transitioned fully over to JYP Entertainment after this album. It's super duper. Let it play as a playlist on a record, not a record, a radio station. Like this could very easily pop right into a radio station and play three of the songs, go to a quick commercial break, come right back, and it will feel as if nothing has been lost, nothing has been interrupted. It sounds amazing from start to finish. However, despite its wonderful sound, it doesn't sound like anything they did beforehand. Now, this isn't as far off to the left as their debut album was for me when I said I was having a hard time processing just how pop it was, how heavily pop driven it was. This just sounds like some things that they kind of just threw together for all intents and purposes. So, K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3-day rating on this is a 4, but I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. Despite me saying that it works as a whole, put it on the radio and let it play kind of thing. The entire EP is 18 minutes long. Just 18 minutes, not 18 minutes and some seconds, not 17 and some seconds. Legitimately spot on 18 minutes. There are 5 tracks, and it wasn't as fulfilling as the others. It feels as if it was just a means of saying bye-bye to where they were and preparing themselves for wherever it was they were going musically next, which oddly enough is the last album that they did as a group, the one that comes after this, when we close up this chapter of this particular portion of the one day artists. Can't believe I said this. The more and more we get into having to listen to me talk, the more and more we're hearing some of the things that have been damaged with pronunciation and syntax and whatnot from me living overseas. So we have 5 tracks. Just Stay, Regret, You're Prettier the More I See You, To an Angel and Only You. And I said the title of that one a particular way because it reminds me so much of when men say, oh, you'd be so cute if you smiled more, things of that sort. That's not what they're implying in it, but that's where my attitude took things. And again, like I said, that's not where they are with it, but it just seems a little taunting to me. We have Hitman Bang doing a little bit of lyric assistance with the song Regret. And then members of the group Jinwoon and Chungmin, they also assisted with lyrics on other tracks and or the music composition. So it was very good, that they had an opportunity to flex that creative muscle. But there could have been so much more to this album. It's not bad. It's just not high up there on the list for me. Some notes from Wikipedia on it says prior to the official release of their third EP, 2AM pre-released Just Stay from their third mini album Nocturne on November 19th, 2013. Just Stay is a soft R&B that is calm and soothing. It is about a girl who is having troubles with her lover and a man who is in love with that girl. The song Only You is reminiscent of 90s K-pop and R&B, which is extremely true. It is, which makes this one of the standout tracks in regard to the evolution of 2AM. To an Angel is also more uptempo than the songs that 2AM is known for and is a solid pop song. You're Prettier the More I See You is very jazzy. So you hear the way that this is described. You go from throwback K-pop and R&B, jazz. It's 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 in a multiple area kind of thing. Like when we referenced 15 and I was talking about how that album was a good sampling of all of their capacities. That's what this feels like. And it's like you all are multiple albums in at this point. Why would we need a sample of what you can do? You had Saint O'Clock, Voice, One Spring. This came out between not even between. This came out at the end of 2013, where they had already released Voice in Japan, and then One Spring Day, which was the album that I said really got me into them. Like you got work under your belt. Why would we need to be reintroduced to you? Or perhaps I'm misinterpreting it. Perhaps this was their way of giving a nod to all the things that helped them create the standing that they had at Big Hit prior to moving over to JYP Entertainment exclusively. And JYP Entertainment is the label that saw their final album in 2014, Let's Talk, which we'll talk about tomorrow. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It peaked well on the charts. It peaked at number 4 in Korea. However, the sales were like, they were very limited. 8,546 plus at the time of this recording. So I don't know. It's amazing to me that they could maintain such a high ranking all this time, even on an album I'm not that thrilled about. They're just a really hard group to beat. And the more we've progressed through their discography, the more I gotta accept it. I have to admit that they really were something unique to the scene, because like I said, listening to this, it's just I don't know. You check it out. You let me know what you think about it. I really want to hear, okay? And we'll get to the final album and final thoughts about them overall tomorrow. Bye everyone.